My name is Lady Kendall Jaggar. I'm a live current news reporter in the UK. I'm a radio presenter. I'm a humanitarian. I am a published author. I am an ambassador to many organisations. I am an international guest speaker. I am also, first and foremost, a humanitarian, where I believe in the welfare and the well-being of a human being. And first and foremost is what I believe in more than anything else.
Wow, excellent. I love how you wear so many different hats. So I know that you recently connected with Sean Fair, and I know there's a lot of speaker platforms out there, and yet you decided to choose to connect with Sean Fair in the Leadership Experience Story. Tell us a little bit about how that came about.
I came across Sean Fair by a lady called Juliet Morrison. Juliet is a fellow member of Global Women, in which I'm a member and ambassador of, and she introduced me to Sean and told me about who he was. And after doing some research, I found that Sean Fair is somebody which has so much integrity. He, as a person, who his audience and who is recognised in the USA as somebody that people do look up to, but he is not somebody that, in many cases, people can forget who they are, that we forget the trunk of the person, who we are. He, for me, brings value. When he teaches people to speak, as we do, you have to have value, you have to have belief, and you have to have honesty and integrity, and to make the world in collaboration and the upshift of our mindset to make the world a better place. And our core message always has to be that. So on having a conversation with Sean, I was left absolutely humbled by this gentleman, and that's why I took the honour of coming and being here today.
Excellent. So I know Sean is executing an incredible vision to take his leadership tour internationally, and probably beginning with an upcoming tour in London. So tell our audience a little bit more about the partnership with the Leadership Experience Tour and how excited you are about being a part of this incredible vision.
I think when your minds collaborate with another human being and your mindset is on the same platform, which is first and foremost the most important fundamental key, and when you are facilitating to teach another human how to reciprocate in kindness, belief, and how to take the partnership further, that the honesty and truth will collaborate and move forward. That I saw an opening in the UK and bridging the gap with the USA. We've always had a great partnership between the USA and the UK, and I do believe that after the pandemic and moving forward, and we need positivity now, and we need to show both incorporation and for mental health, for disability, for people to understand there is no exclusion with diversity, equality, hidden disabilities, in mental health. In no matter what, we are simply just human beings that are not just here as natural bioscience of human cells or human organs. We are humans with reactors, and we do have feelings, and that message has to go across. And I do believe in Sean's teachings, when he does teach people how to become great speakers and to work with corporate and to work with the UK, to collaborate and bring the core message in positivity, in learning how we address, how we support, and that we can together create a much more positive workplace.
Wow, that's incredible. You know, you and Sean Fair have an incredible mission to help people use their voice. and share their message. I think there's a lot of people who keep their voice and their message inside and hidden. And so how important is this, what is this collaboration going to do for these new and inspiring speakers who want to get their message out?
Thank you very much. It's a very, very good question. Because first and foremost, everybody's voice counts. Everybody has the right to speak, as long as you speak with value, as long as you don't use your voice to cause harm, first and foremost. But using the tools of the alphabet that we are taught from being a small child, that we use these tools of the alphabet when we use our speech, when we use that to collaborate with your work colleague, as we express in our teaching, and we have to constantly train. We have to constantly educate how we address using our voice. In disability, even if people are silenced by not being able to use their voice because of a disability, but through sign language, we still express that. We still express our voice even through our body language. But our voice counts. Let our voice count and make this world and our businesses and uniting together to make a difference. Let's stop the hatred. Let's stop the war. Let's stop the probably, for me, the power in somebody picking up a negative stone and throwing that in being a keyboard warrior. These stones hurt. You're more powerful and more beautiful, and you resonate and shine more by using your voice, by helping somebody, by stopping and hearing that person's silent cry, by not always being the person to raise the hand to the teacher, go, but allow the person next to you to put their opinion across. We all have opinions, but it's how we address them, how we do that, and using people like Sean, by organisations working together, is firstly, I believe, for any corporate, I think we all need to go back to the training room by supporting your colleagues that have been working at home, now coming back to the office, that we do need to look at that. Our mindset is so important to our skill set, and collaborating together and becoming a really strong partnership.
Wow. So I know Sean promises to make a substantial impact in London with his speaker platform. What do you think the Leadership Experience Tour, this US meets the UK collaboration, will do for the speaking industry, particularly on a global scale?
I think on a global scale, which I am honoured, and I thank Sean for making me the European Union ambassador, because not just the UK. This is about going global. This is about upshifting the mindset globally, that we have to do an open reach now. The pandemic affected the world, not just the UK. So this is going out to the whole world, people in Kosovo, people in Africa, whoever, we need to hold out this invisible hand and unite by training. Sean's methods work. Sean has produced over 300,000 worldwide speakers. His methods work. There are methods that work in the UK and have done, but by using this, we can change this mindset with the leaders to go with mental health, looking at mental health days, that if we employ somebody from our CV, but we all have issues that we may need fixing, but using his methods that show that we can rebuild, that the world, I do believe, will be better. And I'm honoured to have met him and being part of this. And I'm very, very excited to bring, and I know the UK, different people that I've spoken to are looking forward to collaborating with Sean and the USA and the impact that he will make for companies, because this, if a system works, then we should work with that and we should allow that to grow.
Absolutely. How excited are you, and what role do you anticipate playing in sort of this bridging the gap between speakers, you know, in the UK and the US?
My role, first and foremostly, is that we must honour and respect that there should be no barrier, no exclusion with colour, race, in disability and hidden disabilities. We must have inspiration and imagination in allowing ourselves to express in this. We must, for myself, I truly am more, you know, mental health advocacy is important. I think the pandemic has left so much mental health in the workplace and at home, and we need to be building on that. So my bridging between the UK and the USA is to work with corporate in the UK and the USA, and to show people it doesn't cost anything to be kind. It doesn't cost anything to hold out that invisible hand. Just a simple smile can change somebody's day. Just to smile as you walk past somebody, or just to say good morning, or to use manners and say thank you. Manners cost nothing, but they get you a long way. Clothes don't make us the man, manners make us the man.
Oh, I love that. And so, you know, you've came in last night and you got to meet Sean and his team. What has your experience been like so far with the Leadership Experience Tour with Sean Fair and with meeting some of the members of his corporate team?
From arriving into Detroit from the immigration, I was quite anxious with flying in because of the pandemic and the rules and everything that have happened, and we have to safeguard everybody, and quite rightly. And I'm all for the security because we have to protect, and everybody's doing their job. So patience is the virtue on that, and they're doing their job first and foremost to protect us and our country and your countries. So coming in, they were pleasant, they were quite jovial, and I quite enjoyed the exchange, and they loved our accent, which is very different, which was very pleasing. They were helpful, and then Sean was waiting, and his tall guy, you know, big hands, you know, a baseball player, basketball player, I know he does that. And meeting us, you know, Marcus, who is really quite cute, and it was him, and the whole team. But it's so well structured, so well managed, and executed to the finest detail, but there's no stress. He has eliminated the stress that itself causes anxiety, and he doesn't believe in that. And it shows that his own system works, because behind the scenes and the build-up that you see in running these organisations, you see, is so calming, even at the hotel, everything, and really quite chilled, and everybody is so excited when they meet each other for doing this tour we're working on. And I've been greeted and not because it's Lady Kendrick, but everybody. The arms are open, those invisible arms are open, and they are so excited to be working, to speak, and even the teams together, you know, you work together, everyone's smiling, and that is the most fundamental point, is the smile, the happiness, because that's what we need first and foremost. And for people at home that may be listening to this interview, just turn around, even if you're watching this now, and just look at the person, just smile, and say, how do you feel? Just look in that mirror. And the 3 T's, and you wrote a book on that, which is about truth, trust, transparency, you know, and the transformations, the T's go on, and always look and be the best version of yourself. And if you're sitting listening to this interview thinking, you know, the Sean Fair thing, I'm not being paid to do this. This comes from the heart, and that's the most important thing. Believe in yourself. Can you do this? You have people that watching this that, you know, watch our body language. Can you believe in this? Do you believe that you can make a difference? Do you believe that you can get on there? I suffer with epilepsy, narcolepsy, I have a machine in my heart. I can lose the use of my legs at any time. I am controlled by medication. I have a team, but I'm still here because I believe in myself. I believe if I fell here, I had a problem. Are you going to stone me? No, because I have a right to be myself. I have a right to use my voice. I have a right to help you to be the best version of yourself. And if you're sitting at home and you want to be the best version of yourself, never let anybody stop you from being the best version of yourself, because you are enough. And always remember, you are enough.
Wow, I love it. You are such an inspiration, and I can tell that you definitely speak from the heart. And you have an incredible message and just an incredible mission, and I see the greatness working through you. As we conclude our interview, what is just some last words that you'd like to sort of leave for the audience?
Never ever let somebody tell you you cannot do it. There is no such word as can't in the English dictionary, and I don't believe it is in any dictionary. No such word as can't. You can. All you have to do is stand. And when you stand, you take that small step. If you fall, take a moment and learn to breathe. Spell the word breathe slowly and stand again. If you find when you're going on your road journey and you're doing that and you come with issues, I use with my hidden disabilities an umbrella, and I've coded that umbrella because, like the rainbow, somewhere over the rainbow you find your pot of gold. My pot of gold is the fact if I can put a smile on somebody's face and I can make them feel better about themselves for no gain, just simply by saying hello, you can do that because you are just beautiful. You're beautiful inside. You know, your human reactor is in there. But on my cloudy days, which I get them, I've suffered adversity in mental health and losses and pain and struggles. But I've learned by the coding. So on those grey days, I learn there's people in support and people I use. I don't like the word therapy. We call it transformation. And you become a transformation is what we're going through. So if you are having a mental health day or a struggle, I go for a transformational coach. So I look, whether it's my friend, they are my transformational coach. I will choose colours on that day to put something on a bit brighter. So when you go, you get a reflection. That colour, like the yellow, like the buttercup that you put under your chin that lights you up. Look for colour, look for people. But if you do feel down, use the power of the pen. As a published author, that I won Best Fiction author in the world of the SABA 2020 Book Awards of The Broken Girl in the Red Shoes of the long list, which is a journey of one of 4 books that I shared part of my story and the pain that I went through, and learning to code that power of that pen, release the thought, put it down, and then stand and breathe, because you are enough. And just stand. That's my message, because you're beautiful.
I love it. Okay, one last question. Sort of, what are some last words that you have about Sean Fair, about the Leadership Experience Tour, and or about the partnership and collaboration between the United States and the UK with this platform?
Okay, let me sum up the Sean Fair in the words how I look at it, because I use words in the power of the tool. So, V, trust, honesty, empowerment. For V, Sean, support. He highlights, he actions within, he negotiates. That's Sean. Then Fair is the family. He adversitely ignites and resonates is the Fair. Yeah, the love that empowers, that advances and delivers socially, hospitality and inspirational people is the Sean Fair leadership. And for the tour is because you will travel with openness and you will unite with receivership. Because the power of that is why I had to really think of that, because to do the Sean Fair leadership, and in the UK is we are going to receive each other and we with the unite, so that is the Sean Fair. I think that's how I see it straight off from that, and it's an absolute pleasure.